In this video, we'll get all the goss on the new supplement War in Rohan, as well as checking out some action from Artic-on 2019. Welcome to ZorpReporter Gaming. My name's Lachlan Linton-Keen and welcome to the latest installment of News from the Mark. We've got a lot of awesome stuff to dig through today. Just this week, we had some amazing new details come out about the new Middle-earth strategy battle game supplement, War in Rohan. Who called it, ladies and gentlemen? This guy. We're also going to check out a wonderful mate of mine in our community spotlight, and we're going to bring you a very special report on Artic-on 2019, the biggest Middle-earth calendar event every single year. It's an amazing tournament based over in Manchester in the UK. One of our long-time supporters and compatriots here on the channel headed on over to the UK to compete for Team Australia, and he did a bit of vlogging over there and did some great work for us. We've got a really epic special to have a look at the wonderful event that is Artic-on every single year. But first, let's dive into the big stuff, which is of course the new announcements that just came out at Nova. So, at the end of last week, at the end of Artic-on, which was about 8 or 9 days ago now, we got a little bit of a teaser that War in Rohan was going to be coming for the next Middle-earth strategy battle game supplement, which is, you know, exactly as most wise and intelligent people predicted. Numenor. And we've got a whole bunch of interesting details and goss that has come out just in the last couple of days at the next tournament along Nova over in the US. So, first of all, we got to see a gorgeous front cover of War in Rohan with our ever favourite Rohan hero Aema on the front cover. Super exciting stuff. And the other big takeaways are that we know there's going to be some terrain kits that come alongside it, which I'm obviously super freaking out about. Some amazing multi-part plastic Rohan dwellings. We'll get into those in a sec. And there's also been a couple of miniature releases. We have guaranteed a new Saruman kit, both foot and mounted. And you'll notice with the foot version, it's got his beautiful little Palantir there as well, with his kind of big evil claws going, and then there's also another Grima sculpt. It's trying to give us a little bit of a taste of the evil villainry that we have got coming up in the Rohan at War. Damn it, War in Rohan supplement. I'm going to call it Rohan at War forever, but anyway. So we've got a little bit of insight into the new models that are going to be coming out. I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot more. I'm almost certain we're going to get a new plastic Aema finally, because the current Aema model we have is an absolute joke. About 3 or 4 months ago now, I did a Rohan at War predictions video, which I'll link in the description below, so you guys can check that video out and have a look at all the crazy theorizing I did a few months back. So, the big thing for me is the terrain kits. They are absolutely awesome from the one photo that we have. There are a couple of really key phrases that were mentioned in the Warhammer community article that was published alongside the release of the news at Nova, and that was that the terrain kits would be modular, flexible, and scalable. It references the fact that they're able to build kind of small dwellings, and then specifically talks about the Hall of Medusel. Now, we've only got this one photo to go off, but if you have a look, you can see, you know, the beautiful little Rohan house in the front, but also up in the background of shot, we've got a much larger structure, probably hinting at Medusel. Now, there's obviously, you know, limited information to go off here, but if we know that it's a multi-part kit that can be combined in multiple ways, you can even have a look at those two structures, and you can see it looks like there's going to be wall panels and roof panels and kind of different bits that you can assemble and customize completely the shape of your Rohan dwelling or Rohan building. And even if you look at the Hall of Medusel, or whatever that big structure is in the back, you can see that it is still comprised of those smaller panels that are making up the smaller house in the foreground of shot. So I would say what we're going to get is at least a couple of kits, sort of, you know, here's a whole bunch of modular parts that you can make a house, here's some for a couple of houses, here's some for a really big house, just to give us a whole bunch of variety. So super exciting stuff. Obviously, more kind of details of this will certainly come out through Warhammer community and different events over the coming months, but very, very exciting stuff for War Comes to Rohan. Very, very exciting. Obviously, you know, I'm a massive Rohan boy, so I'm absolutely amped. In terms of what I'd like to see, obviously, it's all about War in Rohan, so it's probably just focused on the theatre of war during the War of the Ring, but perhaps there's a good chance we'll get some early Rohan history as well, you know, Earl the Young and Helm Hammerhand and some stuff like that. But for me, the big stuff I really want to focus on is I want detailed attention paid to the Fords of Eisen, which is arguably one of the most important sequences of combat in the War of the Ring. I want some real attention paid to Dunland, the Ents, you know, Isengard, obviously. I'm worried now that because they've slanted it War in Rohan rather than Isengard Unleashed, that we're probably not going to get any Isengard Lothlorien action. I think that's a mistake. It looks like they're probably just focusing on the theatre of war for Rohan, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of content there. It was just a shame because that's sort of like an extra way to service more factions and make more people happy, so we probably won't get any Lothlorien action unless we see some stuff come through, through Helm's Deep, because of course the Lothlorien elves appeared in Helm's Deep. So maybe Lothlorien will still get a little bit of love. But yeah, Dunland, the Ents, potentially Lothlorien, lots of legendary legions around Helm's Deep, around maybe Sharky's Riders, around Ugluk Scouts or Lurtz's Scout Hunting Party. There's lots and lots of options. So I'm super excited to see some more news. Once again, if you guys want to check out all of my crazy theories, feel free to go and check out that predictions video I did a couple of months ago. So, super exciting stuff. Now, for our community spotlight this installment, we're having a look at someone who you guys will be quite familiar with, even though you're not aware of it. One of my mates, Dan, runs an amazing painting service called HVM Workbench. He's an incredible miniature painter and photographer, and he creates these absolutely exquisite scenes with compositional background, beautiful dioramas, and of course, stunningly painted miniatures, not just from Middle-earth, but also from Star Wars Legion and a couple of other systems. And you will often see his absolutely gorgeous photos appearing in our ZorpReporter thumbnails. Dan is a huge supporter of the channel and has been kind enough to kind of just let me pick any of his images anytime I want and throw them in a thumbnail. So we kind of thought it was high time to throw it back for him and let you guys know just how amazing his work is. So definitely go over and check out his whole backlog of stunning imagery on his Instagram account. I've linked it down in the description below. Dan, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much for letting me steal all of your gorgeous photography whenever I need something really eye-catching to make all of you guys click on my thumbnails. So definitely go and subscribe, or whatever it's called on Instagram, follow, and then you'll get your own Instagram feed absolutely flooded with Dan's amazing work over at HVM Workbench. Link in the description, go and check him out. In our final segment for this installment of News from the Mark, we've got a very special piece on Artic-on 2019. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, Artic-on is the biggest Middle-earth strategy battle game tournament in the world. This year, they had something like 250 players competing. It's a 3-day kind of festival spectacle. It's absolutely incredible. And one of our longtime supporters and fans of the channel, Matty Buckwell, who you guys might remember from our early Battle Companies campaigns, he kind of featured on Arda Unleashed a little bit as well. He was volunteering to do a bit of a vlog series for us because he flew over to Manchester in the UK to compete for Team Australia. So Matty took his camera with him, he did a whole bunch of vlogging, got some absolutely fantastic footage of him and his games and his opponents, and so what we're going to do now is just jump back in time to when Matty and I did a bit of a pre-game interview on Skype and have a bit of a chat about Matty's list, his approach to the tournament, and then we'll go through a kind of big highlights reel of his whole tournament experience so that all of you guys who couldn't make it to Artic-on 2019 can get a bit of a glimpse for what it is like player side. So I will defer to past Lockie and Matty. Take it away, boys. So it is the night before Artic-on, and all the way over in the UK is Mr. Matthew Buckwell. How you going, Matty?
I'm alright, Lachlan. How have you been?
I'm very good, thank you. Now, obviously, we've got day one of Artic-on tomorrow, which is going to be some doubles action, and then you've got the big GT on Saturday and Sunday. You getting excited? Big international event?
Yeah, I can't wait. I haven't been to an international tournament, I haven't been outside of a tournament outside of Brisbane, so I'm very looking forward to it.
Very cool. Now, you've got doubles up first tomorrow with Chris from Melbourne. What are you guys going to be running?
He's bringing some elves, I'm bringing some dwarves, and it's just going to be, I kill everything, he just helps me win the fights. So I
yeah, very nice. Get that 5-5 in there and maybe a bit of shooting as well, although you're doing like Iron Guard spam, I'm guessing, because that's your usual modus operandi.
Yeah, 18 Iron Guard and 2 captains.
Very nice, very nice.
Too many
indeed.
throwing axes.
Well, all the best with the doubles tomorrow, but let's talk about the stuff that is exciting and the stuff that really matters, which is, of course, the big GT on Saturday and Sunday. Now, it's classic sort of international format, 750 points, 6 games over 2 days with a championship round. What are you running in your 750 points, good sir?
Even more Iron Guard, so it's instead of 18, it goes up to 20. It has 5 Dwarf Rangers with bows, and 9 Hearthguard, Durin, Marden, and a captain.
Okay, nice, cool. Well, nice to see Durin in there, and Marden's obviously a good choice, and a captain as well. Gets to that heroic march, ever important.
No other point of running in him.
Yeah, yeah.
You need the march with the dwarf when you only move.
Move 5. Move 5 hurts.
I just hope we don't get reconnoiter in the 6 games.
Yeah, of course, it is a random scenario draw, so I imagine stuff like Contest of Champions is going to be good for you, hopefully to the death as well, but yeah, reconnoiter will certainly hurt, so hopefully that doesn't get drawn up for you. Do you have any kind of general tactics that you've got going into the big GT?
Run up to people and hit them in the face with axes.
Yeah, that's pretty much the Iron Guard standard operational procedure, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no finesse to it.
Get Durin in
Maybe
there.
shoot a couple of horses with the dwarf rangers, but that's about it.
How many ranges is it? Just 5 with the dwarf
Just 5.
longbows? Yeah, cool. Okay, so a little bit of, they can do some target priority and focus up. Cool. All right, well, you're taking your camera with you, aren't you, dude? And going to grab us some footage and some photos and a few interviews?
Yeah, hopefully I can get some good pictures, some nice interviews with all the people I get to verse from all around the world, from Australia to the United States of America. But we'll just see who we get to verse and get some nice pictures.
Yeah, that is one of the cool things about the big international format. There's something like 256 players from, I think it's like 20 countries maybe. There's a lot of different nationalities represented. So it should be very exciting. Best of luck for the next 3 days. We'll check back in with you at the end to see how you've all gone, and good luck capturing some cool stuff for here.
Yeah, thank you. So I'll talk to you soon.
Talk soon, dude. Good luck.
So, welcome to Artic-on. This is our first game of the doubles round. So this is Chris, right? I can't remember.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris. We're from Australia.
My teammate.
Yeah, I know things. So I'm from Brisbane. You're from
Melbourne.
And so this is Alex and Lewis from Team.
Well, I'm representing Team Canada and Team England in OHA, which is
Great Britain,
Ontario.
but that's
Ontario. Yeah, that's very true. Actually. I don't even know my country. Ontario Hobbit Adventures. Yeah, that's
And Lewis is here for.
Team Warwickshire.
And you're quite new to this, right?
Yep. Yeah. I've only been playing for about 4 weeks.
It's his second competitive tournament.
And you've been playing this for too many years?
Probably about 4. Maybe.
Okay, that's not too many.
It's quite a while.
Yeah. Okay. And what's your armies that you're bringing today?
So what have we got? We've got Gothmog's Legion, which is a spread of a bunch of different heroes. We've got obviously Gothmog, because you need to have it, and then a bunch of choppy heroes. So we took the 2 new heroes, Zagdush and Goroth, super choppy, and then we took the Enforcer as well, just to help us with things like Maelstrom.
Our army is Iron Guard and High Elves, and so basically, let's go have fun. That game went really well. It's very close down to the wire, down to a single D6, and you thankfully rolled well and did something.
I rolled lots of dice, and there was it was one of those games where almost all of the dice ended up mattering, and luckily the last one we won.
Yeah, and what would you reckon your MVP was for the elves?
So we were playing Heirlooms of Ages Past. So my MVP for my entire army would be the one elf that at the end was fighting like 5 Moron and Orcs, rolled a 6 to win the fight, and clutched the heirloom just as the army was wiped out around him. Proper hero.
All I can say is it goes to the Iron Guard, because that's basically my whole army. I have nothing else, so that's my MVP.
We don't like throwing axes.
And your MVP?
The troll, yeah, probably the troll.
Yeah, took 8 people with his.
Put Elrond on his ass. Yeah, took him off his horse.
Elrond was on foot and not liking it as much as he did before.
Yeah, he failed all the spells.
Bowling
as
troll.
usual. Ella's Ages Past ended up being 7-3.
7-3. Literally last dice roll.
Literally last dice roll. It would have been them winning by a fuck ton if it wasn't for that one elf. But
Such is dice roll.
such is the game of luck. So yeah, thanks for the game, guys, and have
Thanks again.
fun in your future
Good luck for the
games,
next ones.
I guess.
Can you move through here? Yeah. Well, long way around.
So then the question would be if you want to do.
Okay, so second round is finished, and it was a victory to us. Sadly, our opponents did not want to be filmed because just our beautiful faces were just
Too intimidating.
Too intimidating. Yeah. So it was 7-0 to us in Lords of Battle. Iron Guard just chopped some shit up. Like,
Yeah, we had like exactly the kind of scenario we wanted, where we could sit in a corner, shoot for a bit, and then fight with lots of attacks and fight 5.
yeah, it's really good when, especially when you're versing low defense guys like Hunter Orcs, like, and just defense 4, it just dies horribly.
Yeah, and the heroes get forced into striking up just to beat our foot troops. So yeah, perfect matchup, perfect scenario for us, and went well.
Yeah, sadly we didn't kill Bolg though, and we didn't get to get our oath.
Yeah.
So missing out on oaths does suck. So we may not be able to get that first place, but we may be able to get somewhere up there.
If we tried to kill Bolg, Bolg would have killed us. So.
Yeah, Bolg is evil. I'll try not to say swear words. Yeah.
So 1 round to go, 2
round.
wins. Yeah, fingers crossed for a 3rd.
Radio stuck in my mind and my cup. Trying to get into
This is the 3rd round, the last round of doubles tournament. Yes, I have Artic-on, and this is our opponent. What was your names again?
Nigel.
Nigel and John, and you're playing.
We've brought a kind of Hell North Fields list. We've got the Golden King, we've got Suladan, we've got Ring Wraith from Felbeast, which is a Tainted.
Yep.
We've got Mordor Shod Chieftain.
Yep.
And then a load of Orcs, and a Can Guard, and a couple Chaff Bowmen.
Yeah.
Harad.
Yeah,
And you guys.
Iron Guard and Elves, pretty much.
Yeah.
Basically, my whole list is Iron
So-
Guard. I would call
Yeah.
the captain's Iron Guard pretty much, because they're pretty much the same stats.
So we're definitely terrified. Well, we're terrified by your. I think the Dwarf Elven Alliance is definitely something that we are not looking forward to. And then Elrond as well. So I think that's trying to keep him at arm's length, and then God knows what we're going to do about your infantry. But yeah.
Just throwing axes, I
Just
think,
get the
yeah.
objective and win.
Yeah.
That's simple. Just hope you don't almost fuck it up.
he just flies it by himself. Right. And then
They can't move.
we're not even getting
So that was a really close game. I'm quite unhappy, but it makes sense. 7-0 to you because you got the objective off, but
Very lucky.
very close.
It was there was a lot that happened for the objective to get off the board.
Absolutely.
Some bad rolls, some good rolls,
Yeah.
and then just
And the real winners were the friends we made along the way.
and the free drinks.
Friendly Tainted.
And the free drinks. Thanks to you and your generous.
No, really great game, great opponents.
I think we were really lucky. I mean, we won the roll-off for hero move at the start, which meant we were able to get the objective. And then we had
Priority.
just enough might to push the objective really high up.
Yep.
Put the objective on the Tainted,
Yeah.
fly up the far left, and then we had a very tight battle in the corner where the Tainted compelled Rivendell Knight. We surrounded him with a load of Serpent Riders. We were hoping to heroic combat away. And then Seeping Decay. What happened, Nigel? What did you roll?
I rolled a 6.
Yeah.
And then we sat there, and Elrond was
One time.
right there. Elrond was on the verge of taking the Tainted, and then we were very lucky again and managed to win the roll off of the heroic move.
Yeah,
So
it came
it's-
down to that one turn.
Yeah.
We could just win the heroic move. We could have possibly changed the game. Might have lasted another half an
It
hour.
was
difference.
It was one of those games you could just like step back one dice roll at a time the whole way through.
Yes, yeah.
There was there was the 6 on the Seeping Decay. There was
Yeah.
the courage test on the Knight. There were
Yeah.
like priority rolls and move offs,
Yeah.
and we sort of won them kind of evenly. Like
Yeah.
you know, one thing went well, one thing went badly, and at the end of the day,
Oh no, I think in general they fell our way.
maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
But I did have fun slaughtering some orcs and some poor Haradrim with my Iron Guard, as they do. They're very good
we had
at
some
it.
fun sending them into you.
I think this was the second of our 3 games where I did not kill a model.
I think you...
Yeah.
Shit. I don't think you did.
I provided some Fight 5 to the dwarves. That was valuable contributions.
Yeah. Did you... Oh, you did 2 combats. You did... But you did almost stop the Tainted. So I can give you that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the elves were just trying to shoot the Tainted off his Felbeast, but without any of that. First turn, almost getting Saladin off his horse with throwing axes.
Yes,
So
yeah.
they would have changed the whole game.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Like, if that would have happened, I think the game would have been much longer,
Absolutely.
but also much more different, because without Saladin, without the Hurk March...
We were very, very lucky.
Well,
But that's it for the weekend.
but I must admit, my rolling for those throwing axes, like, I think I hit almost every
Yeah,
single
I think you did like 7 hits with 8 of them.
at 5.
They've been, yeah.
So
They've been definitely practicing at
Yeah.
Axel. Yeah.
it's the other games where they just didn't like doing it. But yeah, great game otherwise,
Great
and
focus.
thanks for that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
love it.
Cheers,
You
guys. Thank
really
you.
enjoyed it.
Been a pleasure.
Good luck tomorrow as well.
Cheers. Likewise. Likewise.
And a whole host of other things, but I'm going to let you get excited and wait for those things. What's next? I can press the button.
So I'm here with Ian, and this is the first round of the main event at Artic-on.
My name's Ian. Today I'm with Team Wales playing at Artic-on. We're here today to do as best as possible. Well, I'm the kind of support player here just for more support and have a laugh.
What army are you running?
Today I'm running Harad. Bit of shooty, bit of horse, bit of all-roundness, a lot of poison.
And what do you reckon the opinion of my army is?
Dwarves, Doran does hit hard. A lot of throwing weapons in there, which could be a bit of a pain for watchers, which are only defense free. But we'll see what happens. 2 attacks for them. A lot of feigning, a lot of spear support. So see what happens.
Yeah, so it's the same scenario as the first game of the doubles. Heirlooms of Ages past. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to it because dwarves being slow little buggers they are. I'm going to have to spread either thin or just hope to God that nothing bad happens.
And I've got a lot of horses, so I can have a bit more battlefield control, hopefully.
Yeah, so let's see what happens.
What's his name away, because I want to keep him as a banner.
Okay, so it's a victory by the skin of my teeth to the dwarves. Damn it, that was a quick but very, very close game.
Your dice rolls for the first 4 or 5 turns were real bad, just 1s and 2s everywhere. I could not help but kill the dwarves models left, right and centre. Probably broken the first 2 or 3 turns, or first 4 turns possibly.
So first 3 turns of combat, just too many dead dwarves. Thank God that in the last several turns, my dice rolls actually got better. So I was able to... He had the objective, he had a guy, and I was like, this is not going to go very well. But I was able to break him. I was able to get him to run away some dudes. The guy with the objective ran away, thank
Goodness
just
for
lucked
that.
out. Yeah, and then just got into perfect 25%, able to finish the game with no one on the objective, me with 2 wounds on Saladin, no wounds on Duran, so I was able to win 2-1. So first game victory, hopefully I go well, and hopefully Team Wales comes somewhere.
Hopefully better players win with Team Wales. It was a good game still, though.
It was a good game, yeah, thanks for that.
Good one, sir.
So I'm here with Jasper from the Netherlands.
From the Netherlands, yeah.
The Netherlands, and what army did you bring today?
I brought an alliance. I brought the Rangers of the North with the Delta Hero, the Spooky Ghosts.
Spooky Ghosts and a bunch of mighty heroes. It sounds like fun to play, and we're playing this scenario. The one with objectives.
The one with objectives, 5 objectives. I
5
believe.
objectives, not domination.
No, the one where you can run away from the objectives and just show
Yeah, it's
off
that
it.
one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, we know the name of it. And what do you think of my army in this scenario?
A lot of dwarves, a lot of throwing axes, and a lot of Iron Guard, a lot of Iron Guard actually.
I do love my Iron Guard. They do pretty well. They're basically just a Dunedain, but half the price.
Yeah, they are. That doesn't sound really nice actually.
Well, they don't get might, sadly. If they had might, that'd be pretty good, right?
We'll see.
We'll see. So, victory for the dwarves once again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was pretty close in the fact that you killed a lot of dudes. Like Aragorn's pretty beefy. Couldn't touch him.
I think it was pretty close. Yeah, I killed a lot of dudes. Durin almost died twice, I believe.
Yeah,
I think.
Getting the King of the Dead, doing 2 wounds to him, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But that crown, double 6s.
Yeah, rolling 2
it was
6s
fine.
in the crown.
But
Wow.
yeah, just having such a wider army in this scenario, just taking on all the objectives and being able to leave guys there and still have the numbers to kill some ghosts and some rangers. So
yeah, that's the thing with playing like a smaller army like this. I mean, all the scenarios based around killing people, that's just great. They're fine, but when you have to get objectives,
then it's hard,
when you start to struggle. Yeah.
Like, I'd say dwarves aren't very good at getting objectives, only moving 5 inches, the little bastards. But yeah, that was a pretty good game, I must admit. don't like fighting Aragorn. He's a bit annoying, but other than that, just being able to capture objectives, he's a bit pricey. He's not annoying like Azog is, though.
Yeah, he was 200 points or something. And luckily for you, there are no other Aragons on this tournament
Luckily,
whatsoever.
he didn't have a horse.
I didn't have a horse. Yeah, I woke up this morning. I was like, why didn't I give Aragorn a horse?
Yeah, so good game, and thanks for that, and good luck, and hopefully the Netherlands do well.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thank you, Bram.
In second place, in a shocking twist, it's Thomas Harrison and Damien O'Brien. I think we all need to give a huge round of applause and a massive debt of gratitude to Andrew Cox, our wizard.
So we just saw you smash through the last end of the grand tournament there, Matty, and obviously some of your opponents didn't manage to get on camera, so we saw your successful victories against Ian in Game 1 and Jasper in Game 4. How did you go overall over the course of the 6 games?
I went 4-2 with only 1 oath, which is a real shame, but oaths are pretty hard to get.
So 4 victories and 2 defeats, and for those who at home, the way that Artic-on works is they have like these secondary objectives that score you extra points. Which are the oaths, Matty?
Yeah, so some of the oaths, one of the Master of Ambush, where you have to have, at the end of the game, have 5 models and 2 pieces of terrain, and
cool.
you get your oath. And some is not lose more than 25% of your army in a round or in the rest of the game. That one's pretty hard to get.
Yeah, cool. So are the oaths like publicly known to both players at the start of each round?
No, they're secret until you complete your oath. Then you go to your opponent and go, I have completed my oath.
So which game did you end up completing your oath in?
Contest of Champions against Michael. Durin just smacked down Denethor. Got my leader, kill his leader. And also being part of the Contest of Champions, I got like double points for doing that. That was pretty
Lovely. Yeah, a big heavy stack. Nice work to have that oath for that particular game. Do you want to run us through, obviously we missed out on games 2, 3, 5 and 6. Do you want to give us a quick little breakdown of how those unfolded to find out how you got to 4 victories and 2 defeats?
Yeah, so game 2 was to the death against Jeremy. This is the second game first game I lost. It's to the death. My army's perfectly built for to the death. It goes up to people's faces and smacks them really hard, but my fear of Avenger Bolt Throwers got to me, and I just funneled myself through some bad terrain and then just got minced by Boromir. And then whenever Durin came near his troops, he just ran away.
Yeah, of course. Boromir can be pretty lethal, and as someone who has also been on the opposite side of painful Avenger Bolt Thrower experiences, I totally empathise. So first defeat against Gondor in round number 2. What about match number 3?
Match number 3 was Contest of Champions against Michael. That was the game I won. He was running Denethor, Gandalf, and Huron, but no mounted heroes, and no mounted at all. Another Avenger Bolt Thrower, but that teleported at the behind the board, so that didn't make an impact the whole game, which was lucky.
Yeah, right. I mean, Contest of Champions is sort of built for Durin and right up close, nice and personal, so you don't have to do any running on short legs, so a nice killy game for him. And we saw match 4 against Jasper, but then the final 2 matches, how did they unfold?
So round 5 was Reconnoiter, which
Ouch,
dwarves. Yeah, so my opponent was able to get all 3 of his warbands on turn 1 and was able to heroic march twice, so by the time I was 10 inches up the board, he was already halfway up the board.
Crikey, yeah, ouch.
And yeah, I tried to send some troops to stop his 1 Rogue Rider from crossing the board, but the Witch King just came along and said no to those 2 dudes.
Yeah,
and they died.
As the Witch King is known to do.
I slaughtered his army, but he ended up killing himself by throwing troops recklessly to finish the game, and I couldn't get any models off.
Get that quarter while he had the points. Yeah, we talked sort of pre-game earlier on Thursday night about how we wanted to avoid Reconnoiter for the poor dwarves. It's always a pretty savage draw for the short movement. Well, thank you so much for taking your camera over there and shooting some stuff for us. Unfortunately, life circumstances prevented me from attending this year, as was my original plan. So it was super awesome to have you over there in our stead as our little Zorp reporter. So thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thank you. So I'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. All right, well, enjoy all the rest and recuperation after the tournament, and enjoy the rest of your time in the UK. So that wraps up this installment of News from the Mark, and absolutely amazing news out of Nova. War comes to Rohan. Finally, some concrete details on the new supplement for the Middle-earth strategy battle game. Super exciting stuff. A huge thank you to both Daniel Wago from HVM Workbench for your continued support, and of course to Matty Buckwell for helping us put together that incredible segment on Artic-on 2019. It's absolutely amazing to have someone like Matty willing to support the channel for us. Obviously, I couldn't get over to Artic-on 2019 this year because I had a few other things going on, but it's just amazing that we still got to be there in spirit, and I still got to bring a bit of that amazing event to you guys here on the channel. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell so that you don't miss any of our new uploads. You guys might notice that I'm pumping out content a little bit more frequently now, so make sure you've hit that bell so that you can get all of our videos as they come out. Make sure you check out the rest of the channel if you haven't already. We've got painting guides, lots of terrain tutorials, battle reports, all sorts of juicy Middle-earth stuff, as well as a few other systems starting to creep in there as well. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time here on ZorpReporter Gaming. Cheers, guys.